morning, Dr. Ashley. What's your name?
Justin.
Nice to meet you. I'm going to be doing a scan of your spine. If I need to expose any skin from the base of your neck to the top of your pant line, is that okay?
Yep.
Okay, thank you. Can you take off your shirt for me and
Yes.
let me check the table? And you can have a seat right here, sitting straight up, with your hands in a neutral position, please. Thank you.
What was your segmental contact point?
My segmental contact point on the pelvis was medial PSIS. For the lumbar and thoracic, it was midline of the spinous process. For the cervicals, on the atlas, it was the lateral mass, and from C7 to C2, it was articular pillars.
What was your line of drive?
My line of drive was lateral to medial and P to A on the pelvis. From the lumbars, it was P to A. For the thoracics, it was P to A, I to S, and as I transitioned up the thoracics, it was still P to A, but S to I. And in the cervicals, it was P to A, S to I, and as I transitioned up through the cervicals, it was still P to A, but I to S.
What was your end feel?
My infield was spongy.
Did you feel any restrictions?
No restriction.
Go ahead.
Can you lay face down for me, please?
Okay. What was your segmental contact point?
The groove, my segmental contact point was the groove between the PSIS and the sacrum.
The line of drive?
My line of drive for flexion was to contact the ASIS and go A to P. My line of drive for extension was to pull the leg and go A to P.
And your end play?
End play for flexion was posterior glide, the PSIS relative to the sacrum. My end play for extension was anterior glide of the PSIS relative to the sacrum.
Did you feel any restrictions?
No restrictions. Hey, Justin, you can sit up for me and face the wall, please. Thank you. Can you cross your arms for me, please? Can you lean forward for me, please? Thank you. Can you lean back? Forward again, please. And back. Thank you.
What's your segmental contact point?
My segmental contact point was L2, L3 junction. For flexion, it was the inner spinous spaces. For rotation and lateral bending, it was the sides of the spinous processes.
Line of drive?
My line of drive was lateral to medial for both left and right, rotation and lateral bending.
What was your end play?
My end play for flexion was separation of the spinous processes. For rotation and lateral bending, my end play was L2, L3. L2 separation in reference to L3. And as I was driving, I was checking for spongy infield, and I didn't detect any restrictions. Can you bring your arms back on me, please, Justin? Thank you. You can relax your arms. Can you cross your arms for me? Can you lean forward? Thank you. Can you lean back? Can you lean forward? Can you lean back for me? Okay, thank you. You can relax your arms. Can you bring one arm back for me? Thank you. Arm for me, please. Can you cross your arms for me, please?
Okay, what was your segmental contact point?
My segmental contact point, T8, T9 junction. For flexion and extension, it was the inner spinous spaces. For rotation and lateral bending, it was the sides of the spinous processes.
What was the line of drive?
My line of drive was lateral to medial for both right and left, rotation and lateral bending.
What were you feeling for end play?
For flexion, I was feeling for the spinous processes to open and close. For rotation and lateral bending, I was feeling for movement of T8 relative to T9, and I was driving, as I was driving, feeling for spongy infield.
Did you feel any restrictions?
No restrictions.
For the ribs, what was your segmental contact point?
For ribs, elevation of the inferior angle of the eighth rib, and for depression, superior angle of rib 8.
What was your line of drive?
My line of drive for elevation was I to S. My line of drive for depression was S to I.
What was the end play for the ribs?
The end play for the ribs was a spongy infield.
Did you feel any restrictions?
No restrictions.